on the MechaCon.org, the answer to all your burning questions.
So, MechaCon, you notice the X in 10 years. MechaCon? Okay, besides that. It's a whole lot you can do with that, right? All right, and between these and over here. We are really thrilled to have you here to celebrate this. It's kind of a milestone we've been talking about for years. Sometimes wondering if we were going to get there, and sometimes just looking forward expectantly and knowing, kind of depending on the mood of the crowd at the time. But we are here, and we've come a pretty long way. I mean, Latvia's 2.5 hours. But it took us 9 years to get to this point with this crowd, with this crew that we have. And we just really, it's hard to express how grateful we are for the support that we've had continuing from these attendees who have come year after year, from a lot of our guests who have come several times. I'm sorry, I'm actually getting a little choked up. It's just, we put so much work into this, and a lot of it you don't see, and that's all part of the plan. A lot of it you do see, and the fact that you appreciate that and you come back year after year, it really does mean a lot to us. And we're not just saying that because we want you to come back next year. It really does mean a lot to us, to all of us. This convention. So, we wanted to say thank you, and it has been an honor and a privilege to entertain you for these last 9 years, and we look forward to doing it for hopefully 9 or 10 more. I think we'll be around at least that long, although I don't know what we'll look like by that time. Although, if you notice, Miss Tiffany Grant, by the way, was a guest at the very first MechaCon. She's here with us again tonight. But I also just wanted to mention she hasn't aged a day. So it makes me feel a little bad. Tuxedo or no. Well, if sacrifice is what's required, we're going to talk about the ritual later because, getting these bags. Okay, so we just wanted to mention a few things to you. You may have noticed, or maybe not, but some things have changed as far as the layout this year. We're going to have a little bit less space than we've had in previous years, so there may be a little more crowding than what we would like, obviously, especially given this great lineup that we've got this year and the fact that our numbers are, there's a lot of you here, basically. So, if you do get crowded, just please be aware. We are aware of it. We're going to work around it as best we can, and we really believe everybody's going to have a great time in spite of that fact. A couple other things we wanted to mention that are going to be different this year. For the first time ever, our electronic gaming room is going to be hosting an electronic gaming cosplay contest. It's going to be hosted by Cosplay World, who, by the way, is also supplying the trophies for the official MechaCon cosplay contest. So we really appreciate their assistance in that and the work that went into planning this cosplay competition. Also, thank you very much to our electronic gaming coordinator, Brad Daigle, who put a lot of work into getting this done this year as well. Okay, I would just like to say a few things now about the incredible guest lineup that we have for this year. If you haven't already looked, then you probably should have pre-registered or bought a dinner, but it's pretty fantastic. First of all, this year we're celebrating Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. If you couldn't tell by the program guide cover, the colorful lanyards, and several other things, it's kind of a theme. So, we have with us Greg Sipes, who does the voice of Beast Boy. Scott Menville, the voice of Robin. Kari Payton, the voice of Cyborg. Tara Strong, who voiced Raven and several other characters. Hinton Walsh, who has a kind of a list, but Starfire, probably her most notable, also Black Blackfire, Argent, and several others. Also with us tonight in a related vein,
It's the same voice actor.
a woman whose fingerprints are on almost every DC animated property, the Emmy Award-winning Andrea Romano. And because MechaCon is still an anime convention, it wouldn't be complete without a very important anime guest. We have, as I mentioned earlier, Ms. Tiffany Grant. So everybody will remember as Asuka in Neon Genesis Evangelion. And also Spike Spencer,
Is that your cartoon crush?
who voiced Shinji.
Everyone had a cartoon crush.
I would also like to point out these voice actors have
Not more than one.
large and incredible portfolios and bodies of work that I could hope to mention in a brief introduction. So make sure you check out the program guide and the MechaCon app that's available on Android and iPhone for more information on everything that these people have done. Also with us tonight, we have Greg Weissman, the creator of Gargoyles. He's worked on quite a few other things, including something upcoming that is quite exciting that I won't mention now. And also wrote quite a bit for Young Justice, which ties into Titans in some ways. Also with us tonight on the Harmony Gold Robotech Convention Tour, Mr. Steve Yoon. Thank you for coming. We're always honored to be part of that convention tour. So many of us are Robotech fans and so many of us that got us started. So it's always been great to be included in that list. Also with us tonight, Mr. Jonathan Klein, the Vice President and co-owner of New Genesis Pictures. He's been extremely important and extremely helpful in organizing our charity auction that we hold for St. Jude's Children's Hospital and Research Center. Last year we gave them, I believe, over $10,000 that was earned from our charity auction, and this year we hope to improve upon that number. Also this year we have a very impressive musical lineup. We have with us Iron Stripe, bringing us a new opening for Iron Stripe. We also have Suzaku 7. I also wanted to mention in the vein of music, tonight after this event finalizes, we'll also have our big cargo fair. This year it's the Moonlight Rendezvous with a Sailor Moon theme. And that will be hosted by Montegros Productions, two very old and good friends of MechaCon who helped us out in previous years. So if you have dress clothes, we definitely recommend you attend that event. It's always been a lot of fun. With us this year also we have some artistic guests, Ms. Amelie Belcher, who is responsible for our fabulous and very colorful and beautiful, I just love our program guide cover for this year. We also have with us Mr. Robbie Musso. He is the designer of the gear, which if you're not familiar with is the mech that appears on a lot of the MechaCon official promotional material. And he's also done a lot of work on the Jet Z characters that appear on that promotional material over the past few years. We also have with us Miss Kelly, and I'm going to get your name wrong. Okay, close enough. She was the winner of our art contest last year. You can see her piece in the center spread of our program guide this year. It was the most impressive out of a bunch of really great submissions, so we're honored to have her here with us again. Make sure you stop by Artist Alley and check out pictures of all three of these great artists and help them out in continuing to do what they do. We also have some fantastic cosplay guests this year. We have Rufflebutt all the way from Los Angeles. Twin Fools and Nova, who I'm told need no introduction. I was told that by the person who will be hosting our cosplay contest, Queen D, returning once again to host cosplay. Who is going to tell you this and geeking out about Twin Fools and Nova all day long. scratched the surface of what all of our guests have accomplished, so please be sure to check out the rest of their work in our program guide and on our app. Now, I would like to introduce to you our convention organizers, Mr. John Russo and Peter Barros. We have a few words for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Travis Farah. It's been 10 years and we're still doing this. That's quite a feat. It seemed like yesterday when we were at the Hilton Lafayette addressing our dinner, which was probably about half this size. Our diners were ready to kick off the convention weekend. You know, despite the fact that there was a hurricane bearing down on us, you know, everybody tried to make the best of the weekend, and it turned out to be a success, which led us to another, and then another, and then another, and here we are.
Again, it's difficult to think about the time that has passed. Just looking at, say, like referencing Greg Rice's work, Gargoyles, we're just looking at the DVDs. It's been 20 years for Gargoyles and 10 years for MechaCon. During that time, there's just been, as John said, there's a lot of changes. We've outgrown a city far ahead of schedule. We've had a lot of interesting adventures along the way. A lot of people who we lost along the way through either choices or by fate. But in those times, there are several people who are now a part of our lives, people that we've met because of this adventure. That if you asked us many years ago, would you be like sitting on your couch, like sending a text message to Steve Bloom about a fantastic performance, meeting some of these people, first like being introduced to Tiffany Grant and asking her to be a part of our show. And then all the other guests who have come through here, our Titans guests, industry guests, Andre Romano, John Klein, Weissman, all these people, like the staffers, and all of you here, the Gold House, people who walk through our doors every day. You are now a part of the MechaCon history and family for the 10 years, for the next 2 years, and all the time after that. Welcome.
And Pete said that the key word here is family. It's very easy for events in the course of 10 years to become corporate entities, cold, and just... We feel there's a soul that MechaCon has, and it's a soul that we feel privileged to have been able to keep intact. And I think family is the right word for it. As Omni Belcher can attest, you family. You family. Every time we see each other, you family. Because she is. It's all a big part of the family. In that family, especially within our staff, we have a lot of great people who have come and gone and stuck around and excel, and lost some people. You know, we think about Amanda Marie, think about Leslie Williford. On the industry side, Carl Masick was a good friend. We lost him as well. But it's been a great ride, one we wouldn't trade for anything. And as part of that 10-year tradition, each year we recognize one of our staff people who has excelled at bringing this event to you for that year. And this year, hands down, we knew exactly who our Gear of the Year award winner was going to be. He was a guy that we brought on board in year 2, I believe it was, and he was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but yeah, I want to be a part of it, I want to help, and here we are, here today. Completely excelled in the expectations that we ever had. I had something for him here, I think that, oh, there it is. And I'd like to welcome Mr. Brad Daigle to the stage, our 2014 Gear of the Year award.
Well,
they don't tell you you have to, come up with a speech on the fly. So here we go. I mean, I've been really with MechaCon since year one volunteering. Even though I'm precious gold past year one, they just really made such an impression on me that I really just wanted to be a part of it, Well, this year I decided, let's pull it all stop. It's year 10. Let's get some things that we've never had, like let's get a local restaurant like Arcadia or something, and maybe we can do something special. So I decided, let's talk to Arcadia. We got y'all to 20% off with just having a badge as kind of like a thank you for you. Really, I mean, it's more about just doing it. I suck at speeches, by the way. It's really just about doing it and doing it right. And this is just a side effect.
Thank you, Brad. Speaking of staff, like Brad said, he was volunteering in year one, but as far as actual staff goes, we've had a few people who have stayed on staff with us for 10 consecutive years. And I'd like to actually ask them to come to the stage right now. The first being Mr. James Stoney Potter. Hunter Domain. Melanie Russo. And our own DJ Wildcard, David Adams. I want to say a little something about each one of them. And we say thank you for 10 years of wonderful service. Starting probably with Hunter. I don't know exactly the order that I'm going to go with. Hunter was our first electronic gaming coordinator. And he was the monitor of what we called the Den of Filth, I believe it was called. Back in the day when we were in the Hilton, it was such a small room, a lot of bodies crammed in there. And I think we have a little something for Hunter. We have something off stage here for him. And next up is Mr. James Stoney Potter, who has been our tabletop gaming coordinator for 10 years consecutively. And we have a little something for you too, Stoney. And while technically he skipped a year because he was called to duty in Iraq to serve his country, as far as we're concerned, David, you never left us. So we want to say thank you to you for 10 years of exceptional service. That's David's fiance, by the way. And finally, the last person that we have an award for is my rock, my lovely, beautiful wife, mother of my 3 daughters, and the person who I think that this convention probably would have folded without her help. She was my rock more times than I can count. I love you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 years of exceptional service. Sorry, I got a little misty out there. Here you talk.
It's just difficult to talk about it. As we mentioned family earlier. During all the times we'd hung out together at coffee or lunch and business, it's just life like inside this convention and outside the convention. Just planning for this past show, next show shows. Sure everything gets done right so that everyone is sitting here who passes these calls. Like they don't see all the hard work, the sweat, and a lot, the grease on the wheels. Like, we keep it all, like, the family takes it, so you residents to
still
come
good.
here and they enjoy a fantastic time in New Orleans. And that's the type of people that we'd like to have on staff, so that it goes back to just putting on a fantastic show for everyone.
So welcome to MechaCon 10, you family. Thank you.
Nobody gets left behind.
Another round of applause for Tom Russo.
Like, you probably the most all-American man in the room. Most all-American man in the
I'd just
room.
like to thank you all one more time for being here to celebrate this momentous event for us. And enjoy your meals. Please stick around because at 7 o'clock you will be entertained by Brown Coat Brass, which is a really fantastic fan brass ensemble that I think you're really going to enjoy. So we'll see you then. Thanks again. Welcome to MechaCon 10.